What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp. It is June 25th, 2021. This is the post-SmackDown show for Fightful.com. Make sure you subscribe to FightfulSelect.com. If you already do, you know why you should be subscribing to FightfulSelect.com, but we're going to have a few plugs throughout this evening. This show is going to be as much of a news show as it is a SmackDown review show because, quite frankly, we can get through that SmackDown review pretty quickly. But first off, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, tap the bell for notifications. Send a super chat, get your question or statement right on the air. Like this question, does Jeremy know that Sean does voiceover work?
I don't. Sean, I haven't been here in like a month. I thought I was fired from this show. I guess I'm glad to be back.
It has been a while.
Yes.
And listen, we're about to miss each other like 3 out of 4 next 4 weeks. Like, you guys are going to see us on the air like one time in July because you're gone next Friday.
Yep.
I'm gone
the 16th.
I'm gone the 16th, and I'm probably gone.
I'm going the 23rd. I'm going the 23rd too. I don't know who's doing the show that night.
That should be hilarious. Robert DeFelice, and he's just going to be sitting here twiddling his thumbs on the 23rd. I completely forgot that you weren't going to be here on the 23rd.
I'm going to be at SmackDown on the 23rd.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm going to get you a Wi-Fi hotspot.
There you go. I'll just do the show from my phone. Me and the EP will do the review on the driving back.
Joel is like, yes, I'm hosting the July 23rd show. We might have to talk, Joel. We might have to talk, buddy. I'm going to be in Denver that night, so I don't know if I'll be in any frame of mind to be doing any type of post show. Speaking of, New Punk Rant says, coming down from an LSD trip, just enjoying my day. Well, good to hear it's a good one. Sucks about the releases. You guys are awesome. Peace and love. Well, thank you so much. These kind of days are not fun days on the job. These are downright depressing days. It makes you think, you know what? I might deactivate, hide for about a year and not come back. This sucked.
Yeah.
It sucked really bad. 14 releases from NXT. In addition to a writer being released, we're going to go through them individually. Fightful did break the news of a few of them, but that's never the kind of news that you want to break, Jeremy. This sucks.
No, it's always tough days. I was hoping for a quiet Friday. I was planning on taking a nap because I didn't sleep well last night. And then you were like, you're not taking a nap. Stuff might be happening. I was like, okay,
sorry.
Well, I will. All right. I'm ready to go then. And then
it was a long few hours before it finally hit.
It did. It was. And that was a horrible part as well. It's like, all right, is it going to happen? Hopefully you're wrong. And then you were not, and everything happened, and they just kind of kept trickling in. I was like, all right, guess we were doing this. And it always sucked. Dude, this is since April, like they've done it 3 straight months. This is the second time this month. It's been a lot. This is the 4th time in 3 months that they've done these releases, and it's a lot. It's tough. It's obviously much tougher for the people involved, but for us, it's tough as well.
So for the sake of clarity, I do want to reiterate, WWE told me that there was not a meeting today where Nick Khan made these calls. These were talked about beforehand. So I want to correct the record on that. I trust my source in that situation because it's the same source that gave me the information of all the releases. But if the person that I spoke to says that didn't happen, I'm inclined to believe them. There was a lot of finger pointing at Nick Khan today, but a person in WWE said that's not necessarily the case, but we will keep working to find out as much information on any of this as we can. One thing that was attributed to Nick, but should be more attributed to WWE as a whole, they did not care about any particular situation, creative plan, if you're married to somebody in the company, et cetera, et cetera. That should not be pinned on Nick Khan specifically. So I want to make sure to apologize and correct the record on that. It should be pinned on WWE as a whole because it's obvious. There were people who were on Up, Down, Down. Tyler Breeze got released. There are people that were married to other people in the company. Killian Dane, he was released. There were people who just had digital web shows, Everrise, who were released. 75 to 80% of a show got released today.
People who are wrestling right now got released.
People who are wrestling right now. Valab says, Departy being broke up is the worst thing. Boy, you don't even know.
This is what I was most upset about. I have lost a lot of emotional attachment to WWE and wrestling in general because I cover it. I feel pretty close to a lot of the situations. And so it's just, and like WWE specifically doesn't give me a ton to invest in. So I don't try to invest. I watch the party stuff very regularly. That's appointment viewing. The Uno games, whatever they do on Tuesday, Battle of the Brands. I love that stuff. I don't know what's going to happen with this, with Tyler Breeze, and I'm very upset about this because I love those videos. I hope it can continue in some way. I think it's the best thing in the entire WWE universe. And if they got to make changes when people get released, they got to rename Billy Royce and Peyton K when they get released. So
a very interesting thing that I've noticed: Ruby Riott is Ruby Soho. Steve Cutler, whose real name is Tommy Macklin, is Steve Macklin.
Yes.
Wesley Blake is now Weston Blake. And I'm like, I've not remembered a situation in where they could use like half of the trademark name. I'm actually surprised by some of this. By the way, let's go through some super chats, then the individual releases.
Okay.
Injection says, with all due respect, do they need Legends contracts? Yes, they do. Less so last year, but yes, they do for video games, for merchandising, for appearances. As a, hey guys, here's some money for breaking your body for years. Absolutely, they need those. Alec Farmer says, roses are red. WWE releases suck. Jeremy is point god. Never mind. Cyclops says, I'm butthurt the most about Everrise. I hate it here. We will get to that. Brandon Charles Powell says, thank you for your hard work. Hope these guys and gals find new opportunities. Buddy, the indie scene is going to be ablaze again this fall. It is just going to be insane. Now, I reported on Fightful Select. Some of these have 90 days. Some of them have 30 days. I don't know what each and all of them have. I have some of them narrowed down on Fightful Select because I've talked to the people, but I've got a lot of information on FightfulSelect.com about the releases. Anakin says, appreciate you guys do. Ignore the people hating on you reporting the releases. Their emotion should be on WWE releasing people. Well, considering that one of the people used to work for WWE, but 3-4 months ago tweeted that he wanted them to cancel the bump, I don't think that they exactly had any room to talk because that's literally the only way I was familiar with that person. So FTF. Ray says, where you at, Sean Jeremy? I'm right here. Well, we're right here too. But let's go ahead and talk about these releases. We're going to start one by one. Arya Daivari, NXT or 205 Live mainstay. Now, you better believe it. When I reported that NXT was looking to put more of an emphasis on the cruiserweight division, gutting 205 Live was not a part of that. I don't know that Arya Daivari was ever going to find his footing in this company. And Jeremy, we can kick this off by saying they talent hoarded for 2 or 3 years. Quite frankly, what WWE didn't want is a Britt Baker situation where they had like a year and a half, 2 years to sign her, and then she went to AEW and she became a big star. They didn't want that. So they were zapping up everybody that they could, and now a ton of people are getting released, Jeremy.
Yeah, Daivari, I mean, he's been there since the Cruiserweight Classic, I believe, and then he's been a regular on 205 Live. Then they just brought Sean Daivari back to be a producer as well. So
they could have had a stable, those two and Shane Helms, the triplets.
I mean, they just completely gutted 205 Live. If they want to put emphasis on the Cruiserweight division, I guess they're just going to have the new guys who are debuting. Carmelo Hayes is going to be on 205 Live next week, I imagine.
I would expect Carmelo Hayes to not be anchored to that division for too long because he's got people in high places that like him. Kate Hensler says, any word on morale backstage, I'd be spooked. People aren't happy. Nobody's ever happy. People in Stamford are particularly scared for their jobs as far as the staff stuff goes. A couple other 205 Live names, a few others. Not Artur Ruas, but he did get released. August Gray, reached out to him today. his tweet where he said that my match tonight is now a loser leaves town match.
They spoiled the result.
Popped me. So I wish he would have won. That would have been fun.
That would have been great. Maybe he did win. I don't know. The match is going on right now.
He's got a unique look. It's a very 1991 WCW NWA look. I think he's going to do good on the indies. More people know who he is. He learned to work the cameras, so to speak. You could do a lot worse than getting a job during the pandemic, getting a steady paycheck through your most uncertain months, and then going back out and proving yourself. I think August Gray is going to do that.
He hates John Alba. That's a good start.
Yes, that is great. He hates John Alba. So, you know what? I like that.
I do like his look. I think he'll be fine. I really think he'll be fine.
Another person I heard from was Tony Nese. He does have a 90-day no-compete. Seemed optimistic. Seemed like he was going to get back out there and go at it. You want to talk about a guy that's going to be an indie standout? Yeah,
I was about to say, I feel like he's going to have a killer indie run. Dude, he won the title. He won the Cruiserweight title at WrestleMania. WrestleMania 35.
I forgot about that.
On that show. I did too until I had to write about it. But yeah, he won the title on that show. Like, he was so good. Like, he was one of the guys. People want to talk about Ali and Cedric and Buddy Murphy, and rightfully so. Like, Nese was probably that fourth guy there carrying 205 Live through some. I mean, it's been all dark times for that show, unfortunately, but he was right there carrying that show with them.
Tony Nese seems like the kind of guy to me that he'll go work PWG. I mean, he did 2013, 2014, like right before PWG exploded. But I mean, he worked like Brian Cage, Tommaso Ciampa, Roderick Strong at PWG. I think he's going to be back there and doing some stuff. Boy, those PWG shows are going to be fun again. I mean, they weren't ever not fun, but they're going to be loaded again. And I'm so excited. I got to go catch one of those.
You can see Bandito defend the title.
Oh, God. Kurt Stallion released. This surprised me. I thought he was still injured. I don't know if he still is, but if they released him while he was injured, that's scummy. But I'm very surprised. Isn't he still owed a title shot?
No, he got it against Escobar.
Okay.
He got his match against Escobar.
Okay,
yeah, that happened in like February. They did it like a week later. They went on like a weird kick, whereas like they announced a match and then that night they pushed it back to the following week. They did this for like a month. It was very strange, but he did get his title shot.
Joel Wood says you can put an emphasis on the Cruiserweight division without 205 Live. They hardly ever appear on NXT, and the champion never goes on the show, so I don't know. Oh, I agree. We don't need 205 Live, but they fired 9 Cruiserweights. There's a difference there. A lot of really good ones, too. Richie Goodacre says Nese would be a good fit for Impact. Nese is going to be a good fit a lot of places, but I think ROH, Impact, PWG are winners there. The Singh Brothers got released. Forever named the Singh Bomb. It's responsible for one of the greatest SmackDown moments of the brand split era. And guys that looked like they were not going to last coming out of the CWC.
Yeah.
They made a good time out of their years. They had some fun stuff there, but they're an act I could see them working Impact Wrestling. I think they would probably end up there.
There was such a highlight. There was such a highlight of Jinder's run. Like
they were the highlight of Jinder's run.
Everyone craps on Jinder's run. It certainly wasn't good, but like the Singh Brothers were so good.
Well, there are definitely people that pretend it was good. You know what I mean?
There are. All right, the Singh Brothers were so good in that role, though. I think they'll be fine wherever they land up. They'll boost like any tag division that's out there, and they'll have some good matches with a variety of guys.
On the other tag team end of things, Everrise, who we just reported a couple weeks ago had signed new deals recently, have now been released. They just started a digital show. Everybody knows they're buddies with Kevin Owens. Can't imagine that like thrills him. There are a lot of people that are connected to other people that I wouldn't necessarily want to piss off, Jeremy, on this list.
They just released Ruby earlier this month too. We know Owens and Ruby are close. Ruby spoke very highly of him on the interview with Wrestling Perspective last week. Like they just released Ruby.
Shout out to Wrestling Perspective. They're putting out a lot of good stuff lately.
They're getting some good interviews. The Janelle interview. Yeah, the Janelle interview that just came out. Really good stuff. We already got an article up on that one. But yeah, like Everrise, they're close with Owens. I don't know, man. I would not want to release friends of one of the top guys in the company. I just, and
definitely to make a habit out of it now.
Yeah. You get at TEW where it's like, release this guy, and you get that notification. It's like, I don't think it's a good idea to release Ever-Rise. I'm close with these guys. You're like, all right, on second thought, maybe I won't release these guys because Kevin Owens' morale is going to drop, and I'm to pay him $5 million in bonuses to keep him happy again.
Somebody says, can y'all talk about the show now? No, hold your horses. Important shit happened today. Some things are bigger than this show. You'll be fine. Thank you.
Didn't even send money for that. Send money if you want. If you want that.
I just come on. Be polite, guys. Yes. Arturo Hues. Oh boy. So he came up to NXT. They jobbed him out. They had him on Raw Underground. They made him look like a guy. He got drafted. He got hurt. Then they sent him back to NXT. There were creative plans for him. I'll break the news on that on FightfulSelect.com this weekend. There were no longer creative plans for him, I should say. There were, and then there weren't. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised by his release based on what I heard this week. But he's a guy that I did think it was going to be pretty hard for him to find his groove within the company too. Yeah,
it seemed like he had the match against Kushida. I think that was his last match. And then he had the shoulder surgery. I just don't know. They tried with Raw Underground. I just don't know if he was ever going to really latch on. And I'm not sure what's next for him.
Honestly. 39 years old. No spring chicken. I think he'll do Bloodsport and probably do really good at it.
Yeah, that's true.
Assuming, I don't know what his visa situation is because he's Brazilian. I don't know if he has a visa here now. I had people hitting me up like, oh my gosh, I don't know Billie Kay's visa situation. Well, she's married. She's good. Peyton Royce is married. They're good. They're here. So, because Chelsea Green even joked about that. She was like, I got to marry Matt Cardona before I get kicked out of the country. Oh man. Marina Shafir. There were creative plans for her. We will have that on FightfulSelect.com tomorrow, probably not first thing, but by early afternoon. She was brought in with Ronda Rousey. So was Jessamine Duke. I'm surprised based on what I heard about her future that she wasn't kept. The difference is it seemed like Marina was taking to wrestling and really enjoying it. From what I understand, Jessamine was getting pretty good, but Jessamine's dream was to never wrestle. She wanted to be a pro fighter. She became a pro fighter. Then she wanted to be a pro streamer. She became a pro streamer. Then she got offered opportunity of a lifetime and then got to stream on top of that. So a little bit different here. Marina Shafir, I think she might stick around in wrestling. I think Bloodsport's probably a good fit for her too.
But Bloodsport being a thing really helps a lot of these, like Marina and Huas, who they didn't have a ton of matches in WWE. Yeah. I don't remember the last time Marina actually wrestled a match, especially since they haven't been doing live events.
Raw Underground.
Okay, an actual match on Raw Underground's not counting.
You mean you can't twist somebody's dick off in a regular match? She was in the Women's Dusty Classic in January. She teamed with Zoe.
Okay, all right. So she had that one match, and then that's probably a 5-minute match or something.
It was 8 minutes. It was 8 minutes, Jeremy. Okay. What else you want to be wrong about? She did a battle royal in September.
Fine. Bloodsport will be good for her. I'm mainly shocked at this one because Roddy just came back. She was on television with Roddy when he quit or when he resigned.
There were reasons for that.
He just came back, and you think you just want to keep some people happy. It's hey, we just brought you back on television. You seem you're going to be a big part of our show, I'd imagine, with the Diamond Mine. We'll just keep your wife around because we want you happy as well. But it's now gone.
Kenshiro says, did wonder why Marina wasn't in Diamond Mine. These kinds of days always suck. FightfulSelect.com this weekend, my friend. Ray says, don't mean to be this guy, but any one of these to AEW, there aren't any that jump off the page to me here AEW. I wouldn't be surprised if none of these went to AEW, but this is good for the Impact, the MLWs, the Ring of Honors of the world, a lot of places like that. And beyond that, the independent circuit, which was starting to wane a little bit. You would have your big ones like Warrior and AIW and Black Label and GCW, but a lot of the other ones were hurting. Tim Travers says, thoughts and prayers go out to wrestlers. Yeah, of course, we hope that they recover and bounce back, and that most importantly, they're doing okay. The intangible one says they could have easily put Daivari on NXT. He would have fit in perfectly with the Robert Stone brand. That's a good shout.
Yeah.
That's a nice one.
They should actually do something with that. They're just there, and they kind of pretend they're important, and it's going somewhere, but it's not. Injection
says, I could see Marina coming back with a pay cut. SMH, I could see a lot of people coming back with a pay cut, including probably the most surprising name, Tyler Breeze. He and Fandango were both released. I saw somebody that joked that Fandango should show up in AEW and do the Piper promo on Hogan. Yeah. You never beat me.
Distraction legend Jack Crosby was joking about that on Twitter. Just show up, and Jericho was like, I get my win back now. Here we go.
Man,
these are the two most disappointing. Breeze in particular, because of the up down stuff. I know we have a super chat on it, and I've seen it mentioned in the chat. People saying, "Oh, could Breeze still be part of up down like Jessamine?" And I think the difference here is maybe for a month or so, I think Breeze is going to sign elsewhere. Like you mentioned, Jessamine's fine, just streaming, and I don't see her signing with another company. Which maybe she will, and that would probably take her out of up, down. But Breeze is probably going elsewhere, and they ain't have an Impact wrestler, Tyler Breeze, on a WWE channel.
I mean, even look at this. If you say, by the way, Otaku, DM me this, and I'll tell you to my account. If AEW wanted to add to that $10 million video game investment, it's okay, they have
They've already got a horde of streamers that do Twitch streams all the time.
Yeah, so it's you could bring a completely different audience, a WWE audience, to what you're doing there. That's how it works. All
Spears. Sorry.
Yeah, I had somebody tell me that Breeze was smart with real estate and rents houses and stuff like that. So. Very wise. There were rumors, Jeremy. Now, I'm not reporting his salary. The popular belief among wrestlers is that he was the $500,000 man. You know who that is, don't you?
Yes,
the one that JR referenced.
Yeah.
There were rumors. I haven't confirmed that, but there were rumors a few years ago that Jim Ross was oh, well, you know what? We should bring in this guy, and he could help out a lot of people, do a lot of stuff. And they were he just signed a $500,000 a year deal. The rumor was it was Breeze. I don't know if it was, but if it was, Jeremy, we're seeing an awful lot of those people who signed deals during the talent hoarding era get released.
Yes. Breeze, he's a big collector of stuff too. Probably flips Pokemon cards and makes a lot of his money that way. He's got flatbacks with Sean Spears. I could see Breeze. I don't know if AEW is going to jump to get him or anything, but I could see him as a nice little third tier guy who could move up to the second tier on that show, especially with they got hours of content to fill with Dark and stuff. He'd be great on BTE. And same with Fandango. These guys, they're funny guys. They're funny guys in these skits and stuff. And AEW just loves those type of guys. They love building up their tag division too. So I feel Breeze is he's gonna be fine. And that's why I'm worried about up, down.
Drew says, imagine Tony Nese Best of the Super Juniors. That's a good shout. That's a good one. Yes. Richard Thomas rather, says, I'm all for Breezango and Wingman interactions on AEW and BTE. I don't know how well they would fit in AEW, but I think there's so much. There's a place for them all over wrestling. And the name that we haven't mentioned is Killian Dane. His wife just debuted with a new gimmick, and quite frankly, had he not tweeted, I think a lot more people would have crapped on it than what they did. Him tweeting got a lot of people to give that gimmick a chance. They've gotten rid of all of Sanity except for Nikki Cross now. That's interesting.
It's another one of you're giving Nikki Cross seemingly some type of push. She's on television, right? After not being on television all year, at least the past month or so, she's been on television. and then you release her husband. Like, why? Like, why? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand this stuff. Just leave couples alone, man. They hate love, Sean. They just hate love.
They do hate love.
You know how much I love love.
You do. Anakin says, give me Damo versus Hobbs. Yeah. Right now, and guys, we have a resources section. It updates you on the rosters. It updates you on free agents. We have a pro wrestling free agents page for basically people who have been under contract before that aren't signed. It has never been more robust than it is now, Jeremy. There have never been more globally exposed names available than there have been this summer. And it felt like the talent hoarding bubble was never going to burst. You know what I mean? Because WWE is just that way, right? They want to keep everybody from somewhere else. But I just think they realize now, maybe we just shouldn't do that. And it sucks that this had to happen. It really sucks that they felt like this had to happen. Really wish they just would have let the deals lapse, but that's not the situation that we're in. I don't think they're going to be in talent hoarding mode again after this.
They're clearly not hoarding any talent. You know, the sale speculation and everything is still out there, and who knows? I think Nick Khan just looks at it and he's like, all right, they're making this much. They're not really doing anything. They're gone. Like that seems like what's going on here. And whether it's Nick Khan, whoever it might be, but they clearly don't care about hoarding talent. They're making plenty of money. They're just making cuts, budget cuts, Sean, budget cuts.
Javier says, are we getting releases for NXT UK? Should we be worried? I don't think those people make enough money for it to make a dent in what WWE is doing. I mean, they're for the amount they're paying those people, I don't see why. Intangible One says, have Denise and Alex do the SmackDown 23rd show. They'd make a great combo. Denise already does a show. Alex has his own post-SmackDown show on FightfulSelect.com. But we do have a SmackDown review to get to. There was a show tonight. It did exist. Please remember, guys, send in your super chats, get your questions or statements read on the air, whether it's about the releases or about whatever else. Go ahead and do that. Subscribe to FightfulSelect.com. I have had a ton of news up today, including one about an NXT talent show.
This ruled. I tweeted, I was like, this is like a TEW notification.
Yeah.
Somebody backstage boosted morale by holding a talent show.
Well, let me tell you, that didn't last long because some of the people that were released were on the talent show. And I bet that's got to make them feel not wonderful now.
Yeah.
But
that's rough.
We spent the first quarter of this show with Bianca Belair and Cesaro against Bayley and Seth Rollins. The promo that set this up led to Cesaro lifting up Bianca and kicking Bayley. What did you think of the back and forth here? I kind of liked seeing Rollins in there with Bianca.
I enjoyed that. There was a different dynamic. Can we stop the laughing? It's so...
Why?
What do you mean why? It sucks.
They're happy. These people are in love.
They're
not with each other.
They're not in love. They're making fun of each other, and they think it's funny. It's terrible jokes. Everyone on this show just laughs. Can't stand it. I like this though, and we'll talk about the match, and I'll give more overall thoughts on this mixed tag stuff. But I really like this segment. I like when we finally see some different people interact with each other. We don't see Seth and Bianca really interact, so it's nice. Yeah,
I like them not treating like women and men exist on a planet of their own. Like, let them interact, and these are top characters. And the match was good, as you would expect. It's a mixed tag match. Seth bumps into Bianca, and it saves Bayley from the KOD before Bayley hits her finisher with the pin for the win. Now, quite frankly, I think that Bianca shouldn't be eating pins like ever.
No.
I get that you could say that it's because Seth bumped her, but I don't care. Bianca's special. Don't have her eat pins.
I don't want any champions eating pins. 2 of it tonight, John. Two champions just lost. And this is the problem with doing this match.
I don't count. I don't wait. Oh, I thought you meant Ziggler's. Okay, never mind.
Ziggler's not a champion.
You know what? I forgot he was.
Fair. Honestly, fair. I like the mixed tag element. I would have done this like before the pay-per-view and just had like Cesaro win to be like, oh, Cesaro's building momentum, and then you 50-50 it with Seth winning or whatever. But I like the mixed tag because it's a different element to the matches. You're still giving away Seth and Cesaro, Bianca and Bayley that we've seen 100 times, but the different interactions, and they don't do this a lot. You can just combine two feuds here with one match, and if you just do this every month or so, like it's good. It's something different, something that AEW doesn't do either. So it gives a different element to their show that the other company does not do. So I really like mixed tag matches. I wish they do more of them. I wish they would do them in matches that we haven't seen 100 times. And I also wish this Bayley and Bianca feud would not continue because Bianca has won twice. Why do we need it again?
I'm completely with you. I don't got to see everything over and over and over and over and over again. So let's talk about Big E versus Apollo Crews, the 14th match they have had against each other, the 7th singles match they have had against each other. Commander Aziz gets kicked out. He's wearing that stupid ass suit, and Big E wins a good match where they suplexed each other a bunch. It was real good, but you know what? I've seen it be real good a bunch of times before. I don't know why I got to see it again. And people will say, well, that's it. They're moving on now. No kidding. Like,
are they? Apollo's still the Intercontinental Champion.
Is he? I forgot.
Yeah, I know. That's the other champion they beat on this show. They just beat the Intercontinental Champion. I don't know if they're moving on. I'm glad Big E's in Money in the Bank. My pitch was he wins Money in the Bank, and then the next night on Raw, he comes out after Lashley has beaten Kofi at the pay-per-view, and Big E says, cashing this in, SummerSlam. I don't need some cowardly cash in from Big E, by the way, where the champion is down or just had a grueling match or something. I want Big E to come out, look the man in the eyes, and be like, I'm calling my shot, SummerSlam. We're doing this.
Yep. I would love that. That would be really, really awesome. Vincent Millage says, been so busy working nights, haven't been able to watch wrestling, been watching Fightful to keep up to date. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you doing that and investing in us. Curly Man says, Sean, just want to thank you again for all your hard work and dedication. Thanks for making me laugh every day. Well, thank our staff too, because writing articles, much less over a dozen of them about people losing their jobs, is not fun. It sucks ass. This job is really cool until stuff like that happens.
Yes.
Joel Wood says, can you see NXT getting rated soon with SmackDown and Raw rosters looking kind of thin? Yep. Scarlett Bordeaux and Shotzi Blackheart were backstage at SmackDown tonight. Fightful broke the news of that. Karrion Kross, Bronson Reed have filmed matches for main event. So, yes, I absolutely see that happening, Jeremy.
Yes. I thought it was two female NXT superstars, Sean. You don't need to.
Yeah, I like to give away something for the viewers. Plus, we posted like 6 things on Select today. They got their money's worth. FightfulSelect.com. Make sure you subscribe. Speaking of getting your money's worth, guys, I always talk about Helix giving me my money's worth, giving me a good night's sleep. If you've been listening to this show for a while, you probably heard me talk about it. I love it. It completely changed my quality of sleep. But they left the bedroom and they started making sofas. I got a little tipsy about this, and I was like, you know what? I'm hoping to move soon. I need to get something new for my office, something that's easy to take somewhere. And I looked around and Allform had something, and I picked something up, and it was awesome. So I hit them up again and I said, let's do some more business. And they said, okay. So I'm going to tell you guys about Allform. It's the easiest way you can customize a sofa using premium materials at a fraction of the cost of traditional stores. You can pick your fabric. It's spill, stain, and scratch resistant. This was very important to me because, quite frankly, anybody that has watched me or done a podcast with me has probably seen me spill stuff all over myself. That's happened numerous times. If you got pets, they're going to be scratching. You know, it might take a whiz on something. Not on this, not on Allform. It's spill, stain, and scratch resistant. The sofa color you get to pick as well. The color of the legs of the sofa size, the sofa shape to make sure that it's perfect for you and your home. They got armchairs, love seats, all the way up to 8-seat sectionals. So there's something for everyone. You can always start small and buy more seats later if you want your all-form sofa to grow and change with you when you move. When you're switching in and out rooms too, like I switched from an office across the hall to in here, I had to change up a lot of things. I had to cater to the love seat that I had in here. When I switched to all form, I was able to put it together in a certain way that really opened up my room, but I've still got the same type of thing to sit on, and it's way more comfortable. All form sofas are delivered directly to your home with fast free shipping. In the past, if you wanted to order a sofa, it would take you even weeks, months to arrive, and you need someone to come assemble it in your home. But all form takes 3 to 7 days to arrive in the mail. You can assemble it yourself within a few minutes without tools. So you don't got to tear up your knuckles, tear up your hands, all that stuff. It's a good time. I'm very happy with it. I was very stoked. If getting a sofa without trying it in a store sounds a little bit too risky, you don't need to worry. You get 100 days to decide if you want to keep it. That's over 3 months. If you don't love it, they'll pick it up for free, give you a full refund, so you don't even have to worry about getting it out of your house. Check out allform.com/Fightful, and you can get 20% off all orders when you go to allform.com/Fightful. That's allform.com/Fightful. Even if you don't, hit them up on Twitter at allformhome. Just say, you know what? We heard about you from Fightful. We're going to check you out because of Fightful. We know you exist because of Fightful. That helps a lot too. Brand awareness is important. All form. Very happy with it, guys. Bezo Banks says, why wasn't this the go-home match? Personally, I would just leave Bianca off Money in the Bank. I don't want a third match, but it's what happens when you have no women. They had like a bunch of titles that were not defended
that were
on
not
this pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like the Intercontinental and the U.S. Apparently, Sheamus hasn't defended the U.S. title once. Yeah, those were off.
Sorry, I paused. Yeah, on the Hell in a Cell. They didn't have. They had a lot of titles that weren't defended. Sorry, I spaced out.
That's what confused me. I was like, huh?
I was looking at this weird thing. Like somebody very clearly came here from MMADecisions.com to complain about like a 3-year-old fight that I scored, because I saw somebody saying about MVP and Daly too. like did somebody start a Sherdog thread
about your scoring habits suck, Sean?
Oh Jesus, what an idiot.
Okay, now that we've cleared that up.
Sorry. I mean, you can see why that would stop me dead in my tracks.
Yes.
That's very weird.
I assume we're getting Bayley and Banks at Money in the Bank because, you got to beat her 3 times in a row to really establish the title.
How many times do you stomp on Bowser before he dies?
3, I guess.
3.
Okay. I don't remember. Is it 3?
3.
Okay. Well,
what about Robert O'Neill? You got the corner 3. Come on now. If you stepped on Robert O'Neill's head 3 times, do you think he'd look like the little cop in Squidbillies?
No, that head would not budge at all. Are you kidding me?
We're gonna find out in Vegas. We're gonna find out.
He's got giant hard head that just like. No,
whoa, sir!
He's a brick.
BlueChew.
Ray, I push for O'Neill to host every time that Sean's out. Sean won't do it.
How about those Tampa Bay Lightning? I don't know. Richie Goodacre says, I'm all for Money in the Bank qualifying matches, but why rematches? I agree, Jeremy. Why not?
Well, why do qualifying matches, Sean? Why not just announce people to be in the Money in the Bank? Why not just announce people who lost to be in Money in the Bank?
So Dom L sent the super chat. Thank you very much. Says, live for Money in the Bank, win it for Ruby and Sarah. So Sonya Deville comes out and announces Carmella. And I'm like, okay, I get it. You'll have like 3 girls on the roster. But I get it. Carmella's won the Money in the Bank ladder match twice. So I was like, yeah, sure. Cool. Whatever. Liv comes out and she's like, I know I can beat you. And then she beats her. So she's in now. But I'm
she's
happy.
not. We don't know if she is.
Wait, she's not in. This was not a qualifier.
This was so confusing.
No.
Sonya Deville legitimately said, like, if you win, you're in. And then the WWE tweeted, if Liv wins, she's in. They deleted that tweet. And the WWE BT Sport account tweeted that she was in. I don't know if that's still there, but they deleted the if Liv wins, she's in tweet. Just, they don't know. They don't know if she's in or not. I imagine she's in, but so stupid.
We got to get BT Sport to get Helwani on the case here.
So dumb.
Yeah, it's still up there saying that she's in. I'm so glad to see Liv Morgan win. I'm so glad to see Liv Morgan getting mic time. Now
WWE Social is saying she's in, of course, according to Luis.
So they're going to add more women to the roster, hopefully. They need to add Mia Yim ASAP. They need to go ahead and bring up Shotzi. Do it. I mean, good luck with that NXT Women's Tag Team division. That's a hoot. That's funny. But, yeah, I think Liv Morgan's in, and I'm really excited for her to be in. But it's like, what are you going to do with the others? Are you going to have other qualifying matches? How are you? Sasha has not been wrestling. You've got Tamina and Natalya. They should face each other. That's what they should do. One of them should face the other one. And Tamina's got to win, right?
Who else is going to be in? Tamina, you mentioned Tamina and Natalya. Mia Yim? People want Mia Yim in the match. I don't know. I feel like Tamina and Natalya are just going to be put in the match because they don't have anybody else on SmackDown.
I'm going to look at the roster here. So Carmella's lost. But I mean, they do a last chance qualifier, right? So you can do that. You can do a last chance qualifier, whatever.
Carmella's in though. So who cares if she lost?
Is she in? Is she officially in as well?
Oh, Sonya announced her. What are you talking about, Sean? Sonya said you're in.
Oh no. Is that really how they're gonna do it?
Even though she lost.
Stupid.
She's still the prettiest, or whatever her gimmick is.
Yeah.
She's still the prettiest, so she's in the match still.
So Bayley's still feuding with Bianca, so it can't be her. Sasha's gone. Liv and Carmella just wrestle each other. Natalya and Tamina, like they just gonna get in?
I think so. I think Natalya and Tamina are just like gonna be in those match. Oh,
geez, no. This is so weird. I mean, I'm fine with Natalya being in the match. Tamina, I don't know how that'll end up. But by the way, buddy, I have not gotten this. I don't know what you're talking about. I have not seen it. I have not gotten it. And whatever list you've been given is not true. That much I can tell you because the releases that were supposed to happen happened today. Tino Sabatelli was one we didn't even mention, but he has also been released. But geez, man, this is lazy. Like, is it that hard to just be like, hey, we're going to give somebody from NXT a chance and bring them up?
It's very hard. They can't.
Yeah. It's so hard that they do it at 7:30 instead of like 8 when the show starts. They had Scarlett and Shotzi wrestling. So Sami Zayn's backstage, and he finds out that he's going to be facing Kevin Owens in a Money in the Bank qualifier match next week. And it's the last man standing match. So Kevin Owens, I guess, is not taking that much time.
Yeah, he took the week off. Then they're like, we don't have that many people left. Can you come back?
It's like you taking a Saturday off.
Not only can you work this match, can it be a last man standing match that we could do? And then USA Networks can ask for a last man standing match as well. I don't know. Like, Sammy's right, dude. Right? Sammy's right.
Yep.
He beat Kevin Owens. He qualified. They just announced Carmella is in the match. Why can't Sammy just be announced for the match? Why has he got to win a last man standing match to do this? I'm with Sammy. There's a conspiracy against him. I'm with Sammy. Yeah. I stand with Sammy.
Kate Hensler says you really scored gun for a pop for that. That was good stuff. Curly Man says, possible chance of a Cross and Scarlett split on main roster. I would say there's a fair chance. Oh boy, did you see that entrance for Cross? Like, why?
Dude, they were just like, just go out there, just enter. And Cross is like, am I gonna have my smoke? Are the lights gonna go down? Am I gonna have Scarlet? And they're like, nah, dude, just make your entrance. And he's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing if I don't have all of these
Adam
elements.
Cole made some points. He made some points. Vincent Millage says, I knew people would hate it, but personally I would love it if Seth Rollins won Money in the Bank again to win the title from Roman and blab about how his vision came true, but that may just be me. I think it'd be probably really good. Like, I don't know why all these people are still wrestling. I don't know why Big E and Apollo are still wrestling. I don't know why Owens and Sami are still wrestling. Bianca and Bayley, Cesaro and Rollins. Cut the shit out, man. Let it go. And it doesn't even get any better because the main event segment, the best thing, is doing it too. So let's preface that. Let's set it up. Jimmy Uso says Jay isn't there. He ain't coming. So Paul Heyman's like, well, you need to win a match. You need to show Roman that you can win a match. That's what you need to do. You need to show Roman. And Paul is so good here. Paul is playing like a slime ball here, and he's so good at it. And Jimmy does it. He wins a match. First off, that was the ugliest zigzag I've ever seen in like 60 different ways. The ugliest delivery I've ever seen on a zigzag. Jimmy landed back first on the corner of the stairs. Ouch!
That looked rough.
And then he wins the match because, of course, he did. Why? Who doubts that? I'm fine with this match. Makes sense. Jimmy Uso, main event. Jimmy Uso against a former champion, and he gets the win. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. People getting wins. They ain't doing anything with Dolph anytime soon. He took out Bobby Roode. That was cool. What'd you think of this?
That was a good match. I mean, Dolph Ziggler has bangers, right? Say what you will about the guy, but that man can just go out there and have a nice television 12-minute match with just about anybody. And that's what happened here. And Jimmy's obviously great. So it was a fine match that didn't feel like it meant anything. And it was just like, hey, here's Dolph Ziggler and Jimmy Uso because Jimmy needs to prove himself. Sure. It was a fine match.
Yep. It was fine. And I was okay with fine because, like, I don't have to have anything groundbreaking here. It makes sense. It furthers the story. So that's all I need to be satisfied with something like this. It just makes sense. Further the story, give the right person the win. Thought it was really good booking. When he goes to celebrate with Roman, Paul's like, no, stay back here. Stay back here. And then Roman goes out to celebrate. Well, we got a bunch of super chats about this. The most super chatted thing. Roman and Paul Heyman are like, nobody's left. He's beaten everybody. Nobody's left. And then it happens. You think you know me? You think you know me? Oh my God, Jeremy! It's him! He's back! The guy that was last seen losing to Roman Reigns, getting pinned by Roman Reigns, along with another person at the same time, is back. Everybody, he's been through everybody? No way. Not this guy that he definitely beat 2 months ago, but now he's got a bigger beard. Oh my God. Jimmy Uso tries to come out, spear through the barricade. Oh my God. We definitely don't remember that Roman pinned Edge and Daniel Bryan at the same time at all. I'm so glad to see Edge back. It was so weird to have this promo precede Edge coming back. Why not say, we got Daniel Bryan the hell out of here. We got Edge the hell out of here. Then it goes, you think you know me? And then Edge is not, in fact, the hell out of here. What was this?
Heyman literally mentioned Edge, Daniel Bryan, penned him, stacked him, done with him. Like, he mentioned this in his promo 2 minutes before Edge shows up and is like, you haven't beaten me. Dude, you were beaten the same way Bryan was. But the thing is, Sean, Bryan got a rematch, right? Like, he got his rematch, and then Roman did get him the hell out of here. But, like, Bryan just got his rematch. So, in the WWE universe, it makes sense that Edge just comes out and is like, you didn't actually beat me. It was a triple threat match. You didn't beat me. one-on-one. I won the Rumble. I'm still owed a one-on-one match. Where are you at, Roman? Even though I just saw you and you're right there, if I just turn around and just, look at my peripheral vision here, I see where you are at. I don't care about Edge, but I will say he got the biggest reaction at WrestleMania. Live crowds are going to love him. They're going to love the big full beard. Why was there pyro for this? That's what I want to know. I was waiting for him to hit his dumb little pose that he, the too sweet pose, the overproduced WWE stuff. Just come out and just be like, let's do pyro. Edge is back. It's stupid. I get Edge and Roman. Fine. Live crowds will love it. Fine.
Joel Wood says, so Seth costs Edge because he's upset. Edge jumped him in line. Is that how we get Seth and Edge at SummerSlam? I hope so. Yeah. That's the no-brainer. Seth and Edge based on the history. But it should be Edge coming back for Seth. Seth should be pompous, and then Edge just kind of poked about, hey, remember that time? And then Edge snaps.
Why can't I assume they're doing Edge and Roman at Money in the Bank now, because that's what it seems like you set up, and then you set up Edge and Seth at SummerSlam. Why can't you just give Roman Money in the Bank off? Why? Yeah. Why has he got to defend the title?
Have him watching Money in the Bank in the background like Shao Kahn. Which one of you guys are not going to cash in on me?
Yeah,
I dare you.
Honestly, it should have been this promo, and it should have been there's no one left, and then Roman talks, and then, they probably shouldn't have done this promo until later when they could have John Cena come out and interrupt it, and that's the promo, right? There's no one left, here comes Cena. That's the promo, not Edge, this dude he's already beat. This thing was just weird. It feels like some rush stuff that they just want to do Edge and Roman in front of fans for Money in the Bank. That's strange. I didn't like it.
Lots of super chats. Podcast Wiz says, can't say I hate Edge being back. Me either. I'm glad Edge is back. It's just, why run it back? This whole show, this has become Raw. Everything got ran back. And then Raw did the Fresh show this week. Anthony says, I'm genuinely surprised Edge came back. Didn't expect that. Me either. Richie Goodacre says, there's nobody left. Here comes Edge, who beat Roman at Mania. Ain't that the truth? And Matt Reichel says, people losing their jobs stinks, but love the ending. Roman versus Edge is going to be fun at Money in the Bank. I think the match will be very good. I just don't think Edge is winning. There ain't no way he's winning. Not after he got stacked.
The matches are good, right? These WWE pay-per-views, they have good matches. Give me something that I actually care about in these matches. I don't care about Roman and Edge. The promos will be fine. We'll talk about spears, and Edge will take his little digs and whatever. His beard is weird.
Listen to Joel Pearl. Leave a thumbs up on this video, guys. I can't tell you how important that is to people finding what we're doing. Intangible One says, I guess Edge doesn't know how to turn his head to the right. Good ending. Exactly. It was a very average show. That was very weird. And Adam Ulrich says, I hate this hard cam facing stuff so much. Perfect ending until Edge's lack of peripheral vision. That was unusual.
Where are you at? Oh, he's over there. That's where he is. But no, he's got to look straight ahead. He had the blinders on.
This is why you got to have gender. Hey, I'm up here. I'm up here. Antoine
Your gender sounds like laryngitis.
Gender sounds like laryngitis. Well, what can I say? Sure. Antoine says they could have done Roman Edge at WrestleMania for the crowd at Soup, but nah, I'm fine with the way they did it. I think it's better the way they did it, but I don't need to see Edge in the title picture. I don't need to see that. Bezos says neither of the SmackDown champs needed to be on the show. Yep, I completely agree. And Joel says he already had Hell in a Cell-Off.
Sure, yeah, technically.
You're right.
Technically, he did.
Not wrong there.
And then they should have done the Money in the Bank. Just do it on SmackDown.
Bezos says, came late to the stream, so if it's been said, sorry, but Horsewoman feud was right there. The Horsewomen were not ready. They were not ready. I think they could have done smoke and mirrors to make it work, but that ain't happening anymore. That's done. Brandon Charles Powell says SmackDown is now the Bizarro world to Raw for this week. It is. It is very much the Bizarro world. I mean, the segment that we haven't talked about, Shinsuke Nakamura just coming out and dancing with Rick Boog.
Shinsuke rule. This man has so much charisma. How have they not just done everything with this dude? They made him wrestle Corbin for 18 straight weeks. Shinsuke's so awesome.
Depressed Corbin is the most interested I've been in him. He's just like, I'm empty. And that's it. That's it. He's done. Oh, boy. It's the best promo. I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's the best promo I've seen him cut. Because I believe that he's really disappointed.
Yeah, good. I mean, not good that he's depressed. Like, that sucks. But, like, good that, like, he cares that he lost this crown, right?
Jeremy's like, great. I'm glad that a bunch of his friends got fired today. Oh.
No. Like, good that he cares that he lost the crown, right? Like, it meant something to him. And so now he's very sad that he lost it.
Ray Callahan says, give me sad Corbin and sad Grimes as emo kits. I don't think Grimes is going to be sad. Grimes was very funny this week. I loved him peeling them off for people and then knocking out Ari Sterling and then peeling one off for him. He is like, it's not hard to run back gimmicks. It isn't. But I think Cameron Grimes can do the $1 Million Man. I think he can do it. Also, yes, big shout out to Pat McAfee. Him standing at the end of matches, it pops me every single time. I love it.
Well, he was like coughing during this show or something, though. It was very strange. I didn't know what he was doing. I thought he was doing like a DMX shout. He was like, Weird.
What if he was? I
mean, if he was, great. Like, I'm all for the DMX shouts, but it's weird.
Maybe he's got sinuses. I almost coughed right now because I got some sinus issues.
Maybe.
Guys, thank you all so much. We have 2 interviews up this week. Thunder Rosa and Amy Rose. Make sure you check those out. On Tuesday, I got Brian Pillman and Griff Garrison ahead of Brian Pillman's TNT title match. Unfortunately, my mic pack did not pick up their mics, but my mic did pick them up. So apologies for the audio ahead of time. But Tony, if you send the super chat again as you're living up to your name, send it again with the stars. We will we'll read it. Like we must have missed it. We're sorry.
It happens.
But we also have an interview on Independence Day with the Patriot Del Wilkes, and I promise you, it is nothing like his Twitter behavior. The Intangible One says, have KO win Money in the Bank, stun and beat Lashley at SummerSlam after Lashley beats Brock. I don't think that's happening.
No, I don't think
that's happening. Brandon Charles Powell says, wanted to give Corbin a balloon or something. He did seem very, very depressed.
Well, balloon would be very helpful, right? Are you doing like real journalism with this Brian Pillman Jr. Griff Garrison interview? Or are you just talking about shampoo, Sean?
Hold on. Tony Dickinson said, Rated R Superstar came out tonight. Would it have not been better in front of a live crowd for a bigger pop? You have to give the live crowd a reason for being there and bring some people back before. Cyclops says, if Big E or Uso don't win Money in the Bank, what are we even doing? I think Big E should win it right now, Jeremy.
I mean, I gave my pitch. That's what I would do if I was WWE. I think Big E should win it regardless.
And I Am Malucha says, I am just here for LSD and the voiceover work. My apologies for missing a few of those. But
it's been a long day. It's been a long day, guys.
But I do ask them about their shampoo. I asked Griff and Brian Pillman what shampoo they use. And not to be clickbaity, but the answer will shock you. It will shock you.
Brian Pillman Jr. uses ... shampoo.
It's a shocking answer. But we talked about forming Varsity Blondes, about how people in AEW didn't necessarily like that name and the gimmick, and how he pitched Julia Hart to be involved as well. We talk about BTE, a lot of fun stuff like that. And then we'll have, of course, another interview next week. We're doing about 2 a week now. But FightfulSelect.com, guys, I'm going to have news up all weekend long about the releases. Please head over there and subscribe. Bezo Banks says, voiceover Bay and Jeremy are phenomenal. Maybe we can get a shirt made, Jeremy. What do you got going on?
We're on Twitch at 11:30, twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. Myself, Joel Pearl, Hannah will be there. We're telling horrible vacation stories.
I submitted
and here's
one.
a teaser. Sean Ross Sapp submitted one. Yes. So if you want to hear Sean's horrible vacation story, you can check us out on Twitch, roughly 11:30, maybe a little bit later. But
hope my strength and conditioning coach, who can definitely kick the living shit out of me, does not tune into this because I buried him.
Twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. Watch The Distraction. Shout out to Kylo Voss. He made us an intro. We have cold opens now. Did you see my costume? This
No,
week,
I need
Sean?
to tune in. I need to watch
You should watch the product.
I need to watch the product.
Yeah,
I had some stuff going on today.
And wait, the show's yesterday. It's Thursdays, 3 p.m. Eastern.
I had some stuff going on yesterday.
3 p.m. Eastern.
Listen, I take big fat shits. What can I say? Until next time, guys.
Watch the show on YouTube. Bye,
we're
everybody.
Out. Oh, wait. We're here tomorrow night, Saturday Night Dynamite. Come here. Join us for the post show. We're out.